Hey, good Thursday morning, everybody. BAM weather. Meteorologist Brett Waltz here, giving you a Northern Plains forecast update. Just wanted to give you all the latest details on what we're seeing with some rain chances over the next couple of days. We'll turn our temperatures on there, but you can see right now, starting off the day for most of the area in the 50s and the 60s, so not too bad. You can see we do have some light rain working across parts of central South Dakota, and I do think that this area of light rain probably continues to linger throughout a good part of the day today across central and eastern South Dakota. It will gradually work off to the east-northeast throughout the day, maybe working in some light rain into southeastern North Dakota, but a good part of the area not going to be that bad of a day. In fact, it's going to be pretty mild, a pretty mild day across the area, and for the most part, much of us stay on the drier side. Now, I will time out those rain chances because there will be, if you're in eastern South Dakota, I mean, it's going to be kind of a raw day. I mean, there's going to be rain, scattered rain, sprinkles throughout the area for a good part of the day today, clouds. And you can see right here, we generally continue these scattered showers. They slowly move off to the east, but this is by the time we work into about 3 or 4 o'clock. You can still see we're dealing with some scattered showers across the area, even into southeastern parts of North Dakota. Now, I will note, I want to make a note of this off to the northwest, western and northwestern parts of North Dakota. I do think that there's the risk here of some scattered showers and perhaps some thunderstorms as we work into this afternoon, especially after 3 o'clock. You can see they're very hit or miss. I just am warning you about this in case you're going to be out in the fields, if you're in these areas, that a couple of isolated storms cannot be ruled out. I just don't want you to be caught off guard. I'd be sure to be paying attention to the radar as we work into this afternoon, your weather porthole radar, of course, as we work into this afternoon. Now, as far as the rest of the evening, I think that we've got a little bit of a better coverage as we work closer to 6 or 7 o'clock across western North Dakota. As far as that wave across eastern South Dakota, you can see, again, just sprinkles working into our far western counties in Minnesota, maybe up as far north as Fergus Falls. And then as we work into the overnight hours, you can see that we start to wind things down. There's some sprinkles lingering around, a band of showers possible in southeastern South Dakota, but not a big deal overnight. Now, as we work into tomorrow morning, we still have this lingering disturbance across Minnesota. I think that a good part of the day tomorrow, southwestern Minnesota into the southern counties here, I think that we're dealing with some on and off scattered showers and sprinkles. It's very light. It's not going to be a heavy event, but that is something that we need to keep in mind. Now, as we work into your Friday night, again, still lingering around, I think that we probably develop some scattered showers across the western Dakotas, central parts of the area, probably on the drier side. I want to keep a very close eye on this cluster down here, though. So this is what the data is trying to see in Iowa right now. This is what we call a mesolow. These things don't really fall in these kind of set flow, and there is some data that's trying to put it up into southwestern parts of Minnesota up in here. Want to keep a very close eye on this. Obviously, we're still about 48 hours, a little less than 48 hours out, so things can still be adjusted. Going to want to fine-tune that into tomorrow, because if that shifts north at all, I think that we could be at some play with some heavy rain in southwestern Minnesota, favoring just a tick further south right now, just out of the area, but a small adjustment in track could change things with this forecast, so be sure to tune back in tomorrow when it comes to that. As we work into your Saturday, you can still see sprinkles and showers across a good part of Minnesota, maybe some scattered showers in the morning across western parts of North Dakota or the Rapid City area, into Bowman, up into the Colby, North Dakota. I think that these areas, I think that we are dealing with the risk here of these showers into your Saturday morning, but that will set the stage for what could be a severe weather threat into Saturday evening. So this is total precipitation through midday Saturday. Again, guys, I mean, it's just a nuisance kind of lingering disturbance across Minnesota, eastern South Dakota the next couple of days that prevents us from cashing in on some of the nicer weather. It's not going to be heavy precipitation by any means unless this cluster here can shift a little bit to the north. So we'll just keep an eye on that, not favoring that at this time, but it is a risk. Now, I do want to mention the next couple of days, some fog risk, maybe some drizzle risk in the morning hours. So this is tomorrow morning, patchy fog and drizzle across these areas. in the central Dakotas. And then as we work into your Saturday morning, need to keep an eye on southeastern South Dakota here for the best chances of some lower visibilities on Saturday morning. Let's talk about the severe weather threat, though, because that is certainly something that impacts a good bit of us. I think that the best threat right now, you can see a line of storms is going to develop. This is Saturday evening about 6 o'clock. I think the best threat is going to develop here across central and southern South Dakota. The biggest threat I'm seeing right now are winds. I do think that a couple of isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out, as well as some large hail, but I think the drier air is probably going to limit the tornado threat. I think that wind is going to end up being the biggest threat as this line moves through on your Saturday evening. So this is as we work closer to the midnight hours. You can see it just progresses off west to east throughout the night, and I do think that if you're across the southern half and maybe central parts of South Dakota, you're at play for the risk of a high wind event. Now, it's not going to be a derecho, I think, where there's 80 or 90 mile an hour winds, but some wind damage in spots can't be ruled out with those storms. Here's a look at the current severe weather map. Don't have a big reason to disagree with this. It includes Gettysburg, Pierre, Martin, and then down towards the Sioux Falls area. As far as total precipitation, this takes you through your weekend. This is one of those models that's trying to put that heavier rain event Friday night into southwestern Minnesota. I think it's overdone there, but I show that to mention the risk. For the rest of the area, what I want to note about those storms on Saturday evening, they're not high precipitation storms. As I mentioned, there's some drier air that can help increase the hail and the wind threat, but I don't see that as a big heavy rain threat on your Saturday evening. And as far as temperatures the next several days, again, as I mentioned today, going to be nice. Other than those areas that are under the rain, those areas stay in the 60s, but we could have some upper 70s across the western Dakotas. And then into tomorrow, again, you can see where that rain kind of lingers around across Minnesota, but up into the western Dakotas, maybe some low 80s for high temperatures. So a couple of very warm days on tap as we work into your weekend. So guys, that's all I have for today's forecast. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and have a great rest of your day.